And here we are. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Liver Show. May God bless you all. Thank you for being here. 118,000. Can Bitcoin hang? Are we going lower? What happened? Can you believe you go to 124K and we get smashed down by thousands of dollars? $7,000 move basically for Bitcoin. If you're in my trading group last night, I told you I was selling the exact top. I said, this is it. I went live last night and basically called the top. I took all the profits. Look, gone. I'm holding on for dear life. Who's with me? Seeing if we get all the way to that $126,000 level. I called out 124 before it happened. We saw big areas. We could see it. And then right here, I sold it all last night, and right here, I set alerts for the 50 minutes. I want to say, yeah, watch the live stream. I called the local top, very likely. Watch the 1 hour and the 21 moving average. I'm selling it all. I leave a runner, like a very small trade, just, at the very end. But I took 90% of the positions off the table at 836 when we soared to that $124,250, $500 level. All right. And if you're in my trading group, I'm selling it all. I leave a runner. This aged well. Do you copy trade me, right? And so far, we're holding the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. And so I went to see if we could get the bounce right here. If we go lower than this wick, I get taken out. If we get the bounce, I make the gains. And so I'm just going for the win. And I'm sitting here seeing if we can get the bounce here off the 200 moving average. Nasty dumpage. I mean, multiple hours of just insane dumping. I mean, it's just kind of crazy when you think about how price action works. It's manipulation. It's a flush out. They just took out everybody that longed at the last minute. So this is what happens. It's going. Here's where the FOMO kicks in. See, this is where I'm taking profits. I'm starting to sell. I'm getting in and out at this point. Like I sold here, then I got into this flag and I sold there. Why I like trading the flag system that I trade? Because during this time, everyone else is holding on for dear life. I'm getting in and out. So it's helping me sell every time because I know I'm getting back in so I can sell. When you know you're going to get back in, you can sell. When you don't know you're going to get back in and it's the only trade of the day, you're going to hold on for dear life. You see what I'm saying? So once you get over the fear of getting in it, because most people, they can't get back in. Once they get out, they're like, dang, I don't know if I'll be able to find an entry again. And they're emotional and they figure it out and they don't have a system to tell them when to get back in. See, I have a system that tells me exactly what to do and when to do it. I know it's not always perfect, but I know most of the time it's right. And so I just trade that over and over and over again. I'm looking for this to close green, and we're going to rip back to the upside here. There's going to be a recovery. This is likely a great place to buy some BTC. I'm going to buy the fear right now. Every time Bitcoin's in the red, I buy it. Every time it's in the green, I nibble on it, but I don't buy too much, right? You see what I'm saying? So go over to spot here, just buy a little more Bitcoin. And just what you got to do. It is what it is. But a little more BTC on these lows is a smart move here for me. So let me go over to spot. Spot Bitcoin. I believe I'm on spot Bitcoin. And let's see here. This looks like futures to me. So that's why I'm like, unless they did a good job with their spot Bitcoin. Spot. I got to go down, over, and hit, right? Now I'll use weeks, because weeks is kind of my spot. Hold on. I'll grab it up on weeks. Shout out to my weeks peoples. I usually just trade small futures on BitNX, so I'm never really trading spot. But go to Spot Pro here on weeks, and I'm always going to buy more Bitcoin, man. That's it, right? Why not? So I'll use half there, buy about, funny DJI 6930. So buy Bitcoin. Why buy Bitcoin on the low? Well, it just, whenever there's a red day and I've bought it, it's panned out for me in the long run. Okay. So there's going to be about 3K worth of BTC. Bang. And we bought it, snatched it up right there. You got to buy Bitcoin on the low. People that aren't buying Bitcoin on the low, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I say it, you should be taking as financial advice, but man, and I'll probably buy more again later on today. But looking for the bounce. If we go lower, I will buy more, right? Using the red days. So let's do our top-down analysis. But I'm telling you right now that I'm going for this reversal off the 1 hour 200 moving average. Very low stochastics, very low RSI, right? It was a nasty drawdown. So to me, there's going to be a bounce. They might try to liquidate the, and I use this 200 moving average for bounces all the time. I've used it many, many times before on many other time frames, and it's panned out pretty nicely. Here's one where you get the bounce, and yeah, as long as you stay right there, you keep the wicks there, you get that move to the upside, and you get that reversal. We could be here too where they play games, and anything is possible. So let's do our top-down analysis. Let's kind of square ourselves away, but I'm looking for a bounce, baby. And I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm into a leverage trade, and it's looking like I'm going to make some gains today on my way up. So I sold the top last night, woke up, nasty dump all night long, decided to wait, saw my signal, which is a bounce off the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, and I take my signal, no emotions needed, for that V-shaped recovery. Great place to probably DCA into altcoins if you didn't get the positions you were looking for. And so while everyone lives in fear, I just continue to truck along and do the same thing over and over again. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? We never know. Maybe we go all the way back to 90K and this starts a bigger DCA, but that's okay. That's why I bought $3,000. I didn't buy 100,000 worth. You know what I'm saying? My big buys were down here. Whole Bitcoins and all that other stuff, 84, right? That's when you saw me really unload. I bought a whole Bitcoin one day on the show. 5 weeks went by. I think I came back to break even 5 weeks later. You have to understand how long this game takes. Sorry, I didn't need that shine there. Had an extra light on the screen there. So anyway, moving forward. So let's take a look at BTC. Remember, we were looking at the 2-week chart yesterday. It looked so beautiful. Like it was going to break out and do absolute damage. This closes in 3 days. This 2-week chart. All right. Every 2 weeks. And it kind of offsets to the monthly, right? Because you can see how like the weeks don't exactly pan out every time. So it's an interesting time frame because of that. Because it can it creates its own cycle inside of the cycle. So anyway, looking at the 2-week chart. Destination 179,694 for Bitcoin, right? 180K. This thing breaks out parabolically to the upside. And you got support at 114,000. So as long as you stay above 114K, you really don't have any problems. No stress. And it made a bearish div there that played out, and it's above that bearish div now. So it's kind of crazy as it defied 2-week bearish div and continued higher from the previous resistance as support. I learned support and resistance is key. I've seen bearish and bullish div kick in, but it can't really beat the previous resistance that became support, right? So, bang. I mean, you got support right there, 114, 113.5 on the 2-week chart. So, all is well so far. I don't love the 2 wicks here. I'll tell you that. That's, usually not my favorite. But again, we got 3 days. This could end up closing pretty big and breaking out. It's not over just yet. A lot of people flip bearish a little too fast. A lot of people flip bullish a little too fast. We want to remain open-minded. And at that one time, that bounce off the 200, that touch on the 21, then we want to execute. We want to sit in limbo until there's just such a high probability one way based off years of subconscious data that we go for the gold. And that's just kind of, for me, the only way to trade. There's no other way. And every time you go off base from that, you're going to lose. Decide to go no stop, decide to go all in. Emotions will take over. You'll get too busy, you'll be in too heavy, and you won't be able to get out. It'll turn into a disaster. It's happened to me, it'll happen to you. I know it's the human condition. Because once you don't know where you're at, emotions will take over. And when you don't use a system and use discipline, you're going to end up in places where you don't know you're at. Period. It's going to happen to you. So the second you go off of whatever plan you had, there's going to be problems. And see, the problem, I just figured out that 100% the issue with trading. All right, ready? I'm going to give you every single person here the main issue why anyone has problem trading. Bob has a $5,000 account, let's just say, right? Let's just say Bob and Tim. I always use 2 names. Sorry if your name is one of these, but so we have B, horrible writing, right? And Tim. That's better, right? Anyway, they both have 5,000 in their accounts, right? And they both say, okay, I'm going to start doing that lever trade thing. And they get into the lever trading. All right, let's just say. Now, this guy is willing to just be like, all right, I'm going to go the 100 for $300, which is even almost too much, right? Because he's 5. It should be 50 for 300 for 150. But that's like, you know what I mean? And he goes up and down. He wins his losses. And through the month, he ends up with like $6,200 or maybe even more. You never know. But it's just, modest win. And after 20, 30 trades, he's Now, this guy, he's always like, all right, I got to double this 5,000 somehow. And he's looking at the angles, he's raising the lev, and it's always like, and one day he hits pretty good, and like he does make 4, and then he puts the 9 in, but he loses 8, and the account's going all over the place, and usually this person ends up liquidated 9 out of 10 times. You know what I mean? And it's the habitual moments, because this guy, he doesn't have a system in place on the right. He's doing kind of whatever, and eventually his emotions take over because he's in a situation that he's never been in before. It's almost not even his fault. And he panic sells, or you know what I mean? Or he buys in at a huge green candle. He uses the emotions. This guy says, this guy takes the class with Sam, finds a system that was given from a man who's been doing it for a long time, and says, I wait for the 21 to touch on the flag. And when I touch, I look for the position. And he does it over and over again. Like there's just, you know what I mean? And then he doesn't use emotions because he has a system in place that he uses. So if you're using emotions and you keep losing money, I do have an amazing class that I teach the last Saturday of every month. It's right there. There's the QR code. You could jump on it at any time you want. Hit that QR code. You can pay in cryptocurrency as well. Find out more and get yourself educated. I can't wait to see you in the class. All right. So moving forward, Bitcoin, bullish divergence on the 7-minute time frame. We're going to get into this too. Very strong. Suggesting a bounce is coming for me too. A bit of an inverted head and shoulder. Can you see it? Shoulder. Head, right shoulder. There's kind of a cup and handle there. That could ricochet us up to the upside. We will have resistance right there locally at 119,689, right? And then right there at 120,008. Those are the two levels we're going to have to conquer and then get back up in here. I would not be surprised if somewhere not too long from now, we're just right back at 121.5. And this is just a manipulation smash and grab real quick. And just giving us lower prices for Bitcoin and people who are paying attention. So pretty awesome. You buy, you get in on the Earls. We ran it all the way up. We sell the top. We go to sleep. I went to sleep early last night like a smart man, which I don't always do. Instead of staring at the chart all night like I sometimes do. I got to bed by 12:30, which to me is a great time. And I was up by 7:30. 7 hours is really money for me. And then boom. You know, based on my schedule, all those billionaires wake up at 4 in the morning stuff. I can't do the 4 in the morning thing because some nights I got to be up till 1 in the morning trading. And if I went to bed woke up at 4, that wouldn't work out too well, you know. So I found 7:30 is the sweet spot for a trader for me personally, because I can catch the morning, you know, information of the 9 a.m., 8:30, and then I'm ready for my trades. So this looks like a possible inverted head and shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder, and a bullish divergence of the 7-minute time frame. We're going to get into that in a second. But right now we're on the bigger time frame, right? Anyway, we talked about the scenario of two different traders and why having a system in place will keep you from getting wrecked. That's just that simple. It's why I'm still here every single day and I don't go through thousands and thousands and thousands. Like it just, you know what I mean? Because I have a system in place. And we took advantage of the market for since last Saturday when we called that bottom basically around 112. We've been nailing it. So shout out to everyone that made gains with the lifer, kept their head on straight. I sold the NASDAQ top yesterday beautifully, and we moved on from there. I've been selectively trading the NASDAQ. I'm 17 for 21 on my trades. It's been awesome. We've doubled the account and more now, taking it to 100 and almost 50% in gains on the account. So it's like, hey, I'm happy with that. 21 trades, lost 4. And made it almost about 40% on the portfolio. So trade the NASDAQ on BTCC, right? BTCC, the longest this has been open to for 14 years. Very, very amazing exchange. Look, they're already bouncing on the NASDAQ. We'll get into that on that 30-minute. Look at the 30-minute. Wow, the NASDAQ's actually in a bit of a flag here. Looks like it may be front-running price action a little bit. I may want to trade this. Let me take a look. That's a flag. And I'll show you on the fly. You hit moving average twice. If you're just on the fly and you need this information, right? You set up at some computer, whatever, you're trading somewhere, you need that info. So MA, I need to see the two moving averages. Once I see them, I can get busy. And I just always make them like the way I make them, which is yellow and white, right? You can do this so fast, anywhere, jump on a system. So look, I mean, we're above the 21-day moving average, and we're touching the 21. That's a long position for me. And I'm looking for the reversal for Bitcoin. So like, I got to take this long. And it's Thursday, not my favorite day to trade, but there was good volatility in the market. So and we already got the data, and now we're kind of coming back into position. So I'm going to look for 24,152. And I'm going to be looking for the stop at 23,893. And I'm going to be looking for this to start to pump probably anytime soon here. And we're going to go 154 for 400. We're going to want to take this account to 5,000. Would be the cool move. And there's a trade here. We're going to see how we do. Thursdays are tough, but the mornings can give you some good liquidity. By 2 o'clock, the trades will be tight. So there we go. And I love it. You got your limit. You got your take profit. You got your stop. And here we go. I just opened up a trade on the NASDAQ. Shout out to everyone trading the nasty NAS with the lifer. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. All right. Bang. There we go. We got our position on BTCC. I could trade the NASDAQ here. I could trade Bitcoin. I could trade anything, which is pretty awesome. Look at this thing is breaking out of a flag to the upside. Also, if you see it, I see it. I slant my head just slightly, right? And I see a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder that's breaking up to the upside too, as well as slanted, inverted head and shoulder with a neckline. I measured move somewhere to 24,050, and we take it from there. So we'll see. I'm not guaranteeing anything. You never know. We take it one step at a time, but that's the NASDAQ on BTCC. Sign up to BTCC today. If you trade on BTCC, which is amazing, okay, and you get up to $1 million in volume, all right, sign up to BTC with my affiliate link with the code LLIFER333 and fill in the competition form to be eligible, along with reaching a total volume of 1 million on the platform. And I'll post the competition form inside the trading group. What are you competing for? Well, you get to fly an all-inclusive, all right, trip to Token 2049 to Singapore and meet me and attend the exclusive BTCC parties and events, including the F1 Grand Prix, which is going to be pretty eventful and awesome. So if that gets you excited and gets you going, I think that's, yay, you know. So if you're already trading good volume, and you can hit $1 million in volume, which ain't that hard, you know, we want to see you. And we know you can do it. So God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We greatly appreciate you, and yeah, we thank you for being here on the live stream. Okay, moving forward. So we got the bounce so far. We are winning that trade on the 1 hour time frame with the bounce on the 200 moving average. So we started the stream just giving you a live trade that's in the money right now. I then gave a NASDAQ trade that possibly could be, that started in the money. We'll see where it goes. And so that's kind of how we start, right? I give more value. I decided that as a business, you give value first. And then if people decide the value is good enough, they continue to come back to the business. So I produce the value from beginning to end right here. And if you like that value, come on, get more at CryptoLifer.com. Okay, go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more about me, what I do, who I am, and the services in which I offer. You can subscribe to my monthly, my quarterly, or an annual subscription to the Discord, all right? You'll get all sorts. It's way different than any Discord you've ever seen. We do more, it's just interesting. It's unique. So, all right, let's take a look here at the 5-day chart. You wouldn't be interested. It's not for you. Yeah. It's for really smart people. You probably wouldn't want to be in there. Just an old marketing tactic. Hey, you don't want to be in there. Yeah, it's really highly intelligent, disciplined people. Yeah, you don't want to hang out with those type of people. You know what I mean? Wow, so we got a bot too, and the bot just entered along. So, wow, the bot likes to enter longs when we're live, and it likes to enter. See, I got into the bot a little early. I front ran the bot. I got in here. The bot then just gives a signal, but when the bot gives a signal on top of me, it's usually a pretty dang good sign. Last time the bot called it here. It sat for a second and it got to sold here and here. Then it bought here and it sold there. Thing has been amazing. Then it actually sold, it bought down here in this dip and is able to sell these positions right into here. The bot has been nailing it. It's been doing damage. It's been making gains. Those are some nice quick trades it's made recently. It's really, really nice. So shout out to the MINOTAUR trading system. I know I talk about it a lot, but it's, as you can see, it's doing its thing every day. And I don't know when it's going to buy or sell. It just happens to have been doing it during the live stream all the time recently. So it's been kind of cool for that, you know. It's been a good for MINOTAUR. You know what I mean? Just, it's been an organic move there that the bot just likes to do that at that time. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us. Kicking it with the lifers. We appreciate you. So I'll just put the link to the bot. And you could just, if that link will sign up to where you meet the team. And they'll sit with you and just kind of discuss what the bot can do. And, you know, you can figure all that out on your own. But I think it's amazing. This thing is buying and selling for me. And for a guy like me that trades his life all the time, been in the charts, to know there's just like a backup, also trading there, doing its thing, it's kind of nice, man. So, and look, the bot did the same thing as me. We didn't short. We just like to buy. I'm a long trader. I look for long positions. You get best at what you do. Like, say you were hunting, you know, but people hunt game. And say there was 2 different animals you were hunting. You might not be good at just hunting one. You know what I mean? Because you kind of like, you're listening to 2 different things. You're going, you know, there's 2 different reasons, 2 different types of traps. I don't know. The whole point is, I find when you do one thing and one thing only, you're better at it. So if I was shorting, I'd be a shorter. If I was longing, I'd be a longer. I do short the market when the market goes the other way. I flip it upside down and we start shorting it. You see what I'm saying? So let's see if I called the reversal. The bot also likes what I do. The bot's been programmed by some brainiacs. So the bot seems to think what I think. So let's see. Bullish divergence. Look at how strong the divergence is on the 7-minute time frame too. Very, very strong. I linked multiple green R's together, suggesting we're going to get a massive move back to the upside. If we are successful, Sam is successful, and vice versa. That's what keeps the lifers together 100%. You know, I give good calls and we stay together, right? Hopefully I make some cash on this bull run spot bags. I definitely want to get the bot. Amen, man. Or learn how to program your own over time, which is definitely doable, man. Snack is on a rip. I love hearing that. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Bellico. Shout out to Victor Helderwert. Shout out to Negan. Shout out to American friend Hubert, my man. Shout out to Keeping It Real Since Podcast, always holding me down. Jeremy Yates in the house. Sage Aesthetic. J Soul 84. I love you, brother. We going to Burns. You see, I got back 300. I got to fight again. It's going to take till next week like I figured. I knew I was spot on, man. My mind's just too math orientated. Joining the Lifer fam changed my life. Nobody works harder than Sammy, man. Does it all. Crypto Billy, I love you, man. I love you. So, can we get the bounce? This is what we're looking for. Okay? And only time will tell. Let's get back into that bigger time frame. I was in the bigger time frame. I don't know how I got over here. Over here. So, we're looking for the daily to possibly bounce. And then the 4-hour, dealing with the 200 moving average. All right? And look what we see here on the 4-hour time frame. I'm just going to delete this stuff for now because we can get back there. But look what we see. We see a ping bounce off the 200 moving average. Beautiful. Off 117.5 too, which was an extremely key area of support and resistance that we had reached numerous times. Look at all this chop here. Another thing that I see is we have swing up to swing up and swing down on the RSI, which is a hidden bullish divergence. It's telling me that you know, price action should break this high before it breaks that low. And it's where the candles close. It's not where we wick to when you're making divergences. If you're connecting the wicks to the wicks and divergences, you're going to miss out on key insight and you're not going to be able to find the bottom. All right? It's so important that you're using candle bodies on divergences. That's just my rules, man, and I'm sticking to it. I mean, there's also like, I guess you could say we could be starting a cylinder. Like a Livermore cylinder of some type. And Bitcoin's been known to break out of these on some craziness, right? Strange, though. But do we get, you know, do we really get this beautiful bounce here all the way back up? It definitely could be possible. Let's take a look at the 1 hour now. As we've gotten a drastic punch to the upside. That trade should be nicely in the money now. If we could get it to open up here. So I like that. I like it a lot. So we got the bounce off the 1 hour time frame. as suggested, we would, right? I made the trade right about here on to the trading group, like somewhere right there. So we're definitely in the money. We're definitely in the monies. But, yeah, we're in the money. So let's get this pump continuing, baby. You know, I like it. So far, so good. If you took the trade with the lifer, I don't know how I say this again. It sounds like a broken record, but you are in the money, right? Again, so I do what I got to do to get it done every single day, and we do it here together. If you're new to the channel, sign up, jump on in, become a lifer. If you're new to the channel, just show up, all right? Just show up every day and get disciplined. Go over the market with me. Stay focused with me. Grind with me. And see if it could change your life, because I believe it will. Let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. Now, the 1 minute to be bullish, we know what has to happen here now. This is the Sammy reversal. We go over this every single day. Every single dump is the same. I figured out a mathematical way to categorize how the dump occurs and how the reversal happens, right? So you look for this inverted head and shoulder, which is kind of there. You look for that rounded bottom, too. You start to kind of round the bottom. You look for that first higher low, which is the cup and handle. This is the money printer. This is why, this is what we're doing. The 786 bounce over and over and over again. This is the beginnings. This is what we do in the NASDAQ. This is the mitigation theory. You're waiting, and this is where you're piling on in. When you're trading with Master Friend, this is it. It's all the same. It's the same algorithm over and over again. Don't you understand? I'm teaching it to you the same, just in different ways. So now you see that we're getting tight. 21-day moving average comes into price. When the 21 touches price action, when we're away for the 21, we take profits. When price action pumps high away for the 21-day moving average, we know it's time to get out. Like right there, you're very far away from the 21-day moving average. Right there. These are local tops. Local bottoms when you're very far away from the 21 on the other side. Flip that upside down, it will look just like a, and you'll have bearish and bullish divergences. So if we're bullish, this is going to make a flag, break above the 200 moving average in the next half an hour to 40 minutes, and we're going to end up somewhere back at 120K. If we're bearish, we're going to get rejected by this 200, slump around, do some weirdness, and make some type of head and shoulder pattern and dump again, which could happen. I'm open-minded now. I don't know what's going to happen. And see, that's how you're able to trade, by telling yourself you have no clue. If I knew we were going to go up there for sure, wouldn't I just long right now, blonde? But I don't know that for sure. What I do know, okay, what I do know is that we're likely to get the bounce based off the moving averages, right, and what we're looking at. So, and there's a trade. I forgot their spot looked just like futures, so it looked like spot to me. So we are getting the bounce. So far, trade flipped green, and we're going to see where this could take us. I told you I'm the king of 3%, back up 11% here on the trade. No one makes 3% faster than me, baby. Live. We do this all the time. It's insane. Trading live almost every single time I'm on this live stream. There's a live trade all week. I think we did live trading Monday, live trading Tuesday, live trading Wednesday, live trading Thursday. It does not end. It does not end. Slipping right now, but everything, still flat. We'll see where we go. And there's a chance we get a dump in liquidity, and it goes against us. You never know. Let's talk about the news. PPI did not come in nice. Core PPI at 0.9 when it was expected at 0.2. I mean, that's a bit, no. Same thing as PPI month over month. And unemployment came in low. Less people unemployed, which is like a bullish sign, right? It's like, so, and it puts a little more, pressure so that the Fed doesn't have to cut the rate. Now, Goldman Sachs came out and said they're going to have to do 4 points, 4 rate cuts, meaning one cut might have to be double. For that to happen, one cut would have to be a double cut. When you see the watch tool, we're still sitting at 96%. I want to see if it changed at all since I've looked at it. But yeah, about 96% on the CME. 92, it did dip. I was expecting it to dip. It should have, based on my thesis. Why? Because we should have thought that now that the data came in saying, dang, right? There's still high inflation. Like, how can we cut the rates? What they don't realize is if they don't cut the rate, see, they're in a, I've been saying this now for years. 4 years. And he's saying, oh, I'm going to hit this 2% and blah, blah, blah. And even if once he hits 2%, if you think about it, a percentage that was created 2 or 3 years ago to hit is not the same number anymore because the dollars have changed. You know what I mean? So once you say you want to hit 2%, but that was 2 years ago, that's probably like 1.5 now. I don't know. It's like it almost, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you keep changing the value that you're basing the data on because you're printing money to zero, at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to tell you. Every single politician wants to do something that they said they wanted to do. Whether it's a new library, a new school, something to the town. And we're in a deficit, man. We don't have the money, so where is it coming from? Every politician that got into office this week, from a mayor in a small town, right, to a governor in the last elections, all this, right? Wow, this is looking hot right now. 1 minute looks like it may want to make the juicy move here. It's not even like pretty much it's like a rising wedge flag, really. I feel like this was the flag and they did the stop hunt. Ripped it back up to the upside. We've got to break through the 200 moving average here, though. And then make the measured move. Walk the plank of the measured move. But we'd be back at 120K before you knew it. And again, any price now below 120,000 is a steal here as we head, if we head back up to that $180,000 level. So far, everything looks great as long as we don't lose that 117, 114 level there on the weekly and the 2-week chart. Like, we got to zoom out and look at the smaller time frames, and then we got to have the bigger time frames, and then we got to zoom in and find the reversal. People say don't trade the 1 minute, but the 1 minute is your guide to life. We break up, no, not to life, but is your guide to trading, man. We break above the 200, then there's a good chance we end up back at 122.4. We get rejected by this 200, and then we can have more dumps today. The 1 minute 200 is going to, and then just 2 or 3 candle closes above it can create the catalyst for the 21, and then you can wait the flag if you're less risky. If you're more risky, you get in on the first cross. And so these are just things that I've backtested over years on every asset in the world. This happens in Forex. This happens in Walmart. This happens on, Sweet Green. I don't care what you're trading, what the stock is. I don't care what the stock is. It happens, right? There's so many stocks out there, right? What's this stock? Flint on the Toronto Stock Exchange there? Flint? How'd I hit? Oh, I think I hit the FLNT. What is this thing? This is wow. Could that thing ever bounce? That thing's low. Wow. FLNT, Flint Corp, TSX. Oh no, hold on. What is this? Foot Locker. There's a good one. Just wanted to show you something that So look, Foot Locker makes a flag. Catches up with the 21-day moving average, right? Breaks above the 200. Where it happens, we are gone. Makes a flag here, right? Above the 200 with the 21. We're gone. Eventually gets away from the 21-day moving average. Makes a bearish divergence. Comes back down, but makes an inverted head and shoulder kind of, but makes what? A rising wedge. Makes another severe bearish divergence here as it swings down, but still swings up. The 21 gets away from the 200-day. You make a double top, right? This is exactly how, you could trade Bitcoin. This teaches you how to trade Bitcoin. Today you're above the 21. Let's take a look at the 1 hour for Foot Locker, right? Crazy price action there. Let me look at my 4 hour or the daily. Looks like it just jumped out of nowhere from 12 to 23. Maybe they did a split. Did they do something? They must have done a reverse split or something recently. I don't know. You look at that daily. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. But in the past, it has done some. Look, that's cat ears right there that we teach in the channel, right? Cat ears, and it broke to the downside just like it was supposed. It's just crazy, man. So we'll look at the 1 minute. We probably get some better examples. But the idea is you get above the 1 minute 200 moving average, you're gone. So right now, Bitcoin's right here. Bitcoin's right here in the reversal stage. You know, and if it gets above the 1 minute 200, look at that, turned into a massive move for Foot Locker. Every time it got above that 1 minute 200 moving average. And so you could backtest this on anything you want and find out what I'm telling you is true. We're looking here at the perpetual contract on Bybit, all right? Just in case you're wondering what we're watching here, the perpetual contract. And on Binance too, it doesn't really matter. Just where the most liquidity is, where I use it, gives you the most awesome, fastest price action. So we're looking for this to make a nice flag here and break back above the 200 moving average. All right, and get up to about 120,300. Other than that, it's going to dip. Right now, it got rejected. And this will kind of tell us how fast the move could happen, if we're getting the reversal, if the trade I'm originally in is going to play out or not. You know, we'll see. Back to kind of just, and then I just want to make sure the 1 hour closes at tweezer bottom. That's all we need today. Right now, this closes in 8 minutes. We just want this to close green. And if this closes green, there's a good chance we get a secondary candle to get us through this gap. And that's a fast gap. So that means, boom, we will punch to 121. We could pump to 121 very, very fast. If you can move fast down, you can move up, down. Remember, it's called a smooth move. It could definitely happen, so. And it's also Thursday, right? It's a sketchy time, so we don't know what's going to happen. I'm speculating on a bounce, and I could be wrong. Must get above the 200 moving average on this 1 minute time frame to complete the sauce. Otherwise, and right now it's getting rejected as we speak with a bearish divvy too. So far, not so good for the bulls. We need to have some better price action coming our way here. So shout out to the lifers. Thank you for being here. So you're devastated. Who here got absolutely wrecked? Anybody? Who here played it exactly the way it should have been played? I'm sorry, we did that. We don't always. Shout out to Drain Cleaning in Australia. Does the lifer know? God bless you, brother. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for being here. Nasty wick action for ETH this morning. Oh yeah, I mean they're just clearing it out. They're clearing house, and it's gonna whatever Bitcoin does, they're gonna do to everything. Yeah. Stochastics resetting. Shout out to Andrew Yurkovic. 5-figure P&L day today, so wanted to give back. Can you use this to get someone in the 99 for a month? Having you master friend of the 99ers in my corner has been a blessing, so wanted to give someone else a chance to experience it. God bless you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I will tell you that 99 gets chopped by 30% by YouTube. Then I also pay income tax on it. So it ends up being about, I don't know, $40. And it also costs someone $99 to be in the group. So I would end up spending $60 to put someone in the group. But, you know, you could do it, I guess. You know what I mean? Why not? I just have to break down the honest truth, which I never do. And I probably shouldn't. But that's just the facts of life, man. I got wrecked. Mexi's dollar legend. It didn't work. Oh, come on, man. You should have been on it and moving your stop loss into break even immediately and then able to just close the trades like I did. Come on. Yeah. Everyone is trying to have their message read. Yeah. Back to the 200 MA on the larger time frames. Price action playing out. Right. So what's the best way to gift? I know that's the thing, right? Maybe PayPal or something. Accidentally hit the sell button. August has already been a beautiful month for my P&L. Lifer Vision plus Master Frank. Can't beat it. God bless you guys. We ain't know about the merchant fees and the market cost. Yeah. Same happened to me. God bless you guys. I feel like I'm still here, still gaining. AA. How's it going with the third world guy who had spawned like a half a year? I don't know. That's a good question. There's a lot of people in my life. The stop loss is oh, come on, man. I just find that it's not true because I was on it. I took my beautiful profits and moved on, man. Anyone who's crying like that just over-traded and didn't, you know what I mean? You gotta I don't know. Maybe you're right. I'm not trying to be rude, but LMND on NMI RIP. Thank you for the coverage for the machine. God bless you, man. Thank you for the $5. Nasty wick action for ETH this morning. Yeah, for sure. So still, I hold faith that we could get this flag. You never know. Just keep it kind of projected here. If the flag projects, we take it. If it doesn't, we don't. It's a very simple way to trade. You don't have to be right. You're only right if it does what it's supposed to do. I hope that makes sense. Lemonade Inc. We were looking at Lemonade, right? Someone had asked me to go over it here. Said it was about to hit the first target at 59, and on the way to 79, it hit the first target beautifully. Did exactly as we talked about here. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice, but man, I said look for it to kind of go sideways possibly and then break out. A little bit of, resistance at 53, which we had. We bounced below it, came back strong, and then went to 59. Hit my exact target. And now headed up to 79. God bless you. Thank you so much, Biscuits. We nailed that, man. And look, the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. And this thing looks hot, honestly. Lemonade for the gains. And now I would be looking for it to basically make some type of flag here. Come back to the 21 and go on that next big leg to the upside and head to that 79. Again, I don't own any of that. I don't know anything about it. I just do TA on whatever TA comes my way, and we have some fun. Shout out to my man, Andrew Yurkovic. God bless you, Andrew. And so we will still just throw someone in, and we'll talk about it and say, who would like to be in the trading group? Anyone who really desires to be in a trading group full of discipline, light, love, and happiness, where people are going to push them to be the best versions of themselves and really go after it? Let me know. If that's something you desire, if you like my vibe, subscribe to the channel, and you like the vibrational energy you're getting here, you'll get way more of it in the trading group. So let me know if it's you. Let me see your enthusiasm. And I'll be just looking to the chat here, seeing who really has that vibe. Oh, we got a lot of people here. Wow. We have a lot of fun. 100%. Yeah. I love more than anything to be in the group. Been here. Amazing. Plus, I need this. Just went, oh, wow. Been following YouTube for a while now. Wow, a lot of people, man. Watching you from Miami. God bless you, brother. Take with air, Kiki. Get out. You're funny. You're funny. Exactly. Get out. Exactly. Get out. Yeah, I know what he's saying. Who's loving to join the group? Been here on my own listening. That should cover the Google. You're so funny, man. I love you, brother. And I shouldn't whine. I should just be like, whatever. I cover it. I was going to cover it, man. I love this guy. God bless you, brother. You're amazing. No, now we're spot on. Now it's overboard. I love you, brother. And massive gains, man. He joins the trading group, and then these people will learn how to make serious gains with their life. I'm very, very excited for you. Don't give it back. Please stash it away. Do so. I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor, but just please don't give that money back, man. Find ways to make sure it works. It keeps working. Once you make some gains, substantial to your life, make sure they keep working in some other way, shape, or form. Watching from upstate. All right, so I got so many people here. Let's go to Crypto Street King. I need it and very much appreciate it. You use the word appreciate. There's gratitude in his voice here. And I like people with gratitude. So Crypto Street King. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. For 1 month, you'll be in the group. All right. Say I got 1 month hooked up by Andrew Yurkovic. All right. Take a screenshot of this if you want, whatever you got to do. But from this channel right here. And everyone congratulate my man, Crypto Street King, 1577. God bless you, brother. You're in. And I think you're going to make a great contribution to the group. I have a really good feeling about you. So God bless you. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for doing that. All right. Moving forward. So Bitcoin took a nasty dump. We're looking to find the daily reversal. It's looking like we may have stopped the bleeding here, at least after that. Maybe. That was just obliterated. The shorts are crazy. When they go down so hard. It's like a faucet, right? Just and then people who were on the sidelines bought the dip. And that's what happens in a bull run. You have too many dip buyers in the sidelines that can kind of push that further to the upside. Am I in a trade right now? I'm looking for the reversal. I am. I'm probably down like $60 right now. Not too bad. Just kind of sitting. And we're looking for this to kind of make a flag and then get back above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. If we do that, there's a chance we can get a move. And it's slowing down a little bit too. And Thursday volume is slow, especially after massive liquidations throughout the night. It can definitely kind of make trading a little tight. Also, Trump speaks today, if I'm right. Let me double check on that. But I'm also pretty sure I saw that yesterday. At 1 p.m., President Trump will speak today at 1 p.m. So that's coming up. That definitely will move the market in some way, shape, or form. There might be some tariff talk. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, you might want to might give you an extra Thursday boost there, something that we're not normally used to. So we've done a top-down analysis for Bitcoin. It's 11 o'clock. We've done a great job as a channel. God bless everybody here. We started from the top. We come all the way back down here to BTC. We made a live trade, and we broke down some things that are happening in the markets. Now let's take a look. What is strong? What's going on? Because the market got rocked, but there's always money flowing somewhere into some direction. So let's take a look here. We have Aerodrome strong, getting a 3% bounce and really holding it just keep going. It's not stopping, so people don't care about it. It's up 72% on the week, 2.4% in 24 hours, and 1% in 3% in 1 hour. This thing is ripping. KuCoin, right? SEI holding 36, still up 13% in 7 days. SPX down. BNB up 10% still. So a lot more FO. Chainlink at 22. It didn't go right back to 19 or something. Chainlink held strong. That Bitcoin dip, a lot of the money left Bitcoin, but it poured in, it seems, into the altcoin. So even though Bitcoin took a dippage, it seemed like the money didn't go that far. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance. That's going to tell us how much money flew out of Bitcoin and where it went. All right, useless coin up a little bit. Ray, Zora might be, all these dips. We take a look at the other coins that we're kind of really want to deep dive. Today, we have weekly screen share. I have a whole report on 10 coins that we're going to go over. It's absolutely beautiful. The coach, you're amazing. My whole team is working extra hard. Market cap, $4 trillion market cap. Unbelievable, right? Fan greed at 68, which is a really good spot. And Aerodrome leading the way with the gains. And we gave Aerodrome, we talked about it. Everyone knows I've been in Aero for a long time. I'm up 5x. We're up almost about a 4.5x now from the 30-cent buys. It's been a long time holding for Aero. It's not like overnight. And today could still be a bearish day. I don't want to paint this beautiful picture. It's all love. But the altcoins are holding up really, really nicely. First thing we're going to take a look at is ETHBTC and see how ETH held up against Bitcoin. It dumped, but even if it dumped with Bitcoin, it felt like it wouldn't dump as bad, and it didn't. Look at it holding very nicely. Sideways price action, so ETH, Bitcoin. And that's what you want for alt season. This is very, very great. See, when we weren't in alt season, what was ETH, Bitcoin doing? It was in a nasty downtrend. And it just kept going lower and lower. Till May 7th, May 6th, things started to change. I started my weekly analysis, and I said, the beginning of something big is coming here. As you can see, ETH Bitcoin setting up. Then we saw this flag and we said that's our destination. We called this 4,000 sats a long time ago for ETH Bitcoin, if you remember. And if you watch my stream and my weekly macro analysis every Friday. And then boom, there we are with the tightness. Okay. And there we see ETH Bitcoin likely to go sideways for a little bit or maybe even start to pump. But I'm bullish either way. I see a movement further to the upside. And that's very, very good for the altcoins. Let's take a look at what I want to see. Let's see, we got SOLBTC. And you're going to take a look how Sol's doing against Bitcoin. Sol had a little bit of a spike. Sol kind of moved with Bitcoin a little bit, but still in more of an uptrend for sure. And I see it in this kind of broadening rising wedge that's likely to continue to the upside and for SOLBTC to continue to pump. So that's also bullish. XRPBTC. This is how you kind of judge the market. This thing's kind of moving a little closer to Bitcoin. We wanted to see this stay sharp like this, but it dropped against Bitcoin. You can see. So XRP kind of not getting the same amount of love as you'd say Solana or, and Ethereum far more love than both when it comes to the BTC pair. At this point, you're going to have to make this flag, right? And we're going to have to break out of that. Symmetrical triangle could go either way and mainly bearish. But you have a golden cross. You're above the 200 moving average. As long as you stay above the 200, I got faith that, the market will recover. This will recover. And then once we both pump, how does XRP not beat up with Bitcoin? Almost a bit of a cup and handle there, actually. Could be a great buy. The fear is enticing to me. I don't want to buy the fear is an enticing place to be. Shout out to the 1,800 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Hit the like button on your way in. I'd greatly appreciate that. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. The subscriptions are amazing. And I appreciate all the milestones in which we've hit. All right. So I look at Crypto Rank 2, and we did a whole report on some of these coins, but you can see Layer 0 still stays high. Succinct is on my radar. Prove. Right? Towns is on the radar. MyX Finance, which has gone up and down a little bit, may actually be consolidating at one point. Sui, Aptos, Zora has been out of control, maybe consolidating. Cyber was hot yesterday. Treehouse, Eclipse Lido. And I'd be writing these down like Public AI. I'd write that down because it's new. BitLayer, I'd write that down. Sat Layer, and we did a whole report on these. We're going to do it tonight on my weekly screen share. So if you are busy, you don't have the time, or you're not as disciplined, I'm going to do it for you anyway. Show up every single Thursday. I'm going to go over all the different coins that are coming out. We're going to talk about them, categorize them, break them down. When alt season gets really, really heavy, the weekly screen share changes big time. You know, that's all we used to do on the weekly screen share, but it's been back to Bitcoin, back to fundamentals and trading. And we always stick to the mentality too and the discipline, but these are coins you want to pay attention to, man, because they're the most visited, so they get the volume. We couple that with what else is going on with token metrics and some other, good pieces of data, and then people also here on the stream give me awesome information. Let me jump on into the chat, speaking of which, and see what's happening. God bless Andrew, man. You're doing great. Super happy for you. This was paid for by ETH. We took from by. You're funny. That's creepy. I will make you honorary. Oh my gosh. Nasty wig action for ETH this morning. Oh yeah. LMND. Nice rip. Yep. God bless you, brother. Sammy, it looks like we still have a little bit of CME gap to fill. What do you think? We'll take a look at that, T-Bone. Thank you. Is Worthless still looking healthy? Love you, lifer. Is Worthless healthy? That's so funny, right? Can we check near in AIOZ? I'm here since February. Now I'm feeling ready for the class. Jump on into the class. It'll blow your mind. Am I correct? Looking at the weekly as 3 drives to a high distribution forming since last December. No fear either. Am I correct? Looking at the weekly as 3 drives to a high distribution. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't talk like that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what a drive is. God bless you, Chris. I think you're saying bearishness, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what a high distribution would mean. A punch to, wouldn't a high distribution be a pump to the upside? But I've never used the word drive when I've traded. I've never said like here's a drive up. Like I don't use that terminology. So I think I know what you're saying 100%. And I don't want to be rude. I feel like I come off as rude sometimes when I'm attempting to ascertain information, but I just don't know. Ascertain, what a great word, right? You get to swear, but you're not really swearing. You're saying a word, so it's ascertain, man. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I mean, of course, I did not use profanity. I'm using, actually, I'm being erudite. EURDITE, But anyway. I know I'm late on it. But it came anyway. So here, the flag to the upside, bit of the cup and handle, still holding out. Is the 1 hour still kicking it above the 2? I see this is all that matters. And we got the candle closed. So the 1 hour closed above the 200. We got that tweezer bottom. Many, many times that has been the, right there we got a punch. Right there we got a weird little move. Right there we got a punch. Right there we got to move up. Right there the tweezer bottom was it. Many times it is it. So why not this time? Right? So good chance we could get the move. I stay long here. Shout out to Crypto Weirdo. Total 3 ETH measures total market cap of all coins versus the ETH market cap. Typically when ETH gets really big, this chart reaches 1.0 and money will start to rotate into smaller cap coins. Worth a check, I believe. Thank you, man. God bless you, brother. You're super insightful with that information on that, and that's why I love the stream. It's a great place to learn and find people that want to learn like me. God bless. Let's take a look at that. Total 3 for ETH. Is it ETH total 3? Total ES. You said total 3 ES. Excluding Bitcoin, ETH, and stable coins. I don't know if you can get it versus ETH, though. How did you do that? We'll just look at it by, you know. But that's total 3. It should be total 3 crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. Oh, this says and stable coins, which is interesting. Well, I mean, this thing looks like it's about to pump so hard. Look at that. Yeah, I see what you're saying because it's without the stables and without Bitcoin and ETH. So, like, yeah, I mean, that's old season, baby. Look at it. And Total 3 does the same, though. It's basically on the, it's just like looking at Total 3, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why we look at Total 3. Yeah. God bless you, Crypto Weirdo, though. We appreciate you. Yeah, it's, Total 3 is going to be the same thing. Every single Friday, I go over Total 3 and throughout the week, on and off. But so here's our Total 3 chart. It's going to be in a very, it's almost the exact, it's identical, you know. It's going to be in the bigger channel, getting tighter. And yeah, we're looking for this monster move here of this leg to the upside, which takes us somewhere up to, you know, $168 trillion. And that's going to be a huge leg for the altcoins. Your altcoin is going to soar, right? Into November. All right. He said you have to type it and press enter. Thank you. But you almost don't need to use it against ETH because if you exclude ETH and see it pumping, it's going to pump, right? And so you kind of don't, I mean, just looking for what it is, like this chart should pump. It's kind of like if you looked at the gold chart, said it was going to pump, and then you looked at gold versus Bitcoin to make sure it was going to pump again. I don't know. Or gold versus another, like palladium or something. Not palladium, it would be different, like, or maybe the yen, right? But you already knew it was going to pump. But of course, it's going to look good on the gold yen chart too. But yeah, it could differentiate how much money's flowing out of ETH even and into the altcoins. I like it. I see what you're saying. You're saying total ES. Yeah, you can't use it. You don't. Yeah, I know. I got it. Hold on. I think you don't even need to put the ETH there. It would come up with ETH, you see? If I hit enter now, it's just going to do, you know, whatever. Oh, there it goes. You were right. Look at that. Interesting. So this, you would want this to get, like, oversold, so you'd be getting a bounce, right? Like right now, ETH's kicking butt. At the same time, if they both pump together, then that, you know. Well, yeah, this is when you'd want, but you kind of want ETH to keep ripping with the alts a little bit too. But I see this is when ETH would slow down, just like when Bitcoin slows down, and then the money would flow into heavy little tiny gems. Hey, it's a cup and handle. It's ready to blast. And you're coming down to the 786 Fibonacci retracement. So that's just like, I mean, that's where you begin to load up, right? So for me, that's looking beautiful. Thank you, Crypto Weirdo. God bless you, man. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to add to the channel. Shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. So we've given you two in the last few weeks. We gave you the Pi cycle last couple days. Showed you where the top is likely getting put in by the Pi cycle, and I believe that will be the top. On the green and the red line touch, that will be the top for Bitcoin. Shout out to the chat revenue today, $263 in chat revenue. God bless the new people that jumped on into the trading group too. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And thank you to all the super chats. Let's take a look at NEAR and AIOZ. I still hold a big old bag of NEAR. Like the project, like the team. I don't like the price action over here. Hey. It's forming like a giant double bottom with a higher low. And then it has a bit of a double bottom here. Major resistance at about 827 too as well. Interesting. I mean, just compared to most coins, the price action's cool, but it's just, you know, it's just got to take its time. You're looking for this to flag, though, and break out. Sad how beat down NEAR is. So, like, I got to see, like, it will be an experiment. I haven't seen, like, a mini bear market in a bull run. Like, this is a new whole alt season to me. I believe everything's going to rip, but how big they rip is the question. With newer coins coming out and a lot more and liquidity getting spread, is every coin going to, you know, that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. It tells me you're getting back to a $455 NEAR. From there, I don't know. We'll go from there. But I do see it headed up to $423 and then possibly into that $5 region. I see an Adam and Eve double bottom. I see a flag above the 200. That's all looking pretty bullish to me. And you're back above the 200 moving average on the daily too, which is a very bullish sign with tight moving averages. Bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder too. They could break to the upside. So it's getting a bit of confluence. I like what I'm seeing there for near. Let's take a look at AIOZ, a beautiful deep in coin. I own it. I think it's really good to have in the portfolio too. Another look, it's down where near is. Like every coin that had good use case, they look somewhat similar, right? Memes look somewhat similar, but they look better than a lot of use case coins. And again, kind of the cup with the handle, double bottom tightness, playing with that daily, above the 200 moving average, and this is like your bottom for AIOZ. And like we showed you on the total ES though, we're kind of bottomed out. And so it's time, man. And these things, what they punch, they can punch fast. Like a couple days and the thing's up here again. I do remember it can be quick. So we stress altcoins because they look so bad for so long, but they can change it up so fast and turn it back around. So AIOZ, I'm still holding long term. I don't know if I see any like immediate awesome play right now. I'm watching price action here. Like there's your 1 hour above the 200 and then maybe it makes a flag or whatever you'd like, but still in some chop. It's near the bottom. For me, it's like a buy and hold type of situation when it comes to AIOZ. But hey, that's where we stand. Take a look at ETH 1 minute chart. Interesting. Wow, so they gave us the pump all the way back up to 119.3. Gave us another red. This is getting choppy today. So I'm not risking a lot. We'll see where we go. Someone asked about the ETH 1 minute chart. It's okay. It's showing it got back above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. Flag is there. It's not my favorite types of flag, but it's a flag. It is above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. It is my signal. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Shout out to Taylor. You're on point. 21 rejected by the 200 there on the 3. Got to get above it on the 5. Got to stay above it on the 1. Hey, there's a chance this starts to kind of rendezvous though. That's a possible ETH scalp right there. I'll tell you what, I'd say more 7 out of 10 times this is going to play out and pump to 478851. Doesn't mean it's going to do it right now, but it does it a lot. This is a good signal. Tight moving averages. We're getting above the 200. The low stochastics are low. 4,600 for Ethereum. It's still doing absolutely lovely. That top at 4791 there, that local top. All right, shout out to everyone today. We got awesome contributions. Shout out to Andrew hooking me up. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Amazing super chats. Blessed to be around, man. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, so another 100 subs, 99. Thank you so much. God bless you. Don't make it. It's jumping to 4,100. I don't know. I don't know where it's going. I don't say stuff like that. I have no idea where Bitcoin's going or Ethereum. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. We're going to take it one step, one day, one candle at a time. Jerry Network, yep. Oh, yeah, remember Gary? Yeah. Could you please check CPOOL, Sam? Holding very strong. Let's take a look at CPOOL. Holding very strong. That doesn't look too strong with a dump on the 1 minute like that. But we'll see. Yeah, comparatively, you're right, though. It pumped up on the daily. And it's still above its day. You know, it's still doing great. And again, like you look for coins here, you just kind of make trend lines and then make top lines. And you want to see if that trend line holds and it forms consolidation. CPOOL somewhere back to 32 cents. Does look likely over time. I don't own any, but I like, it's a good coin, good project. Yeah. I know nothing about tomorrow. Don't boast about it. You never know, man. You never know. Could you please check CPOOL holding very strong anytime? Alex Becker actually gives pretty good. Alex Becker's awesome, man. Yeah. He's funny and stuff, but yeah, he's not too bad. And where's my team here with these super chats? If there's any deep, did we get through them all? Benjamin Cohen likes to reference this chart. which is why he's been saying for weeks, E-season comes before alt season. 100%. But everybody knows that. That's like an obvious thing. Yeah. But thank you for giving me that. I'll start using that on my own. Hooked me up, brother. Someone wanted, I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Sam Price, shout out to Randy AIOZ. God bless you, man. Yeah. And we just take it one step, one day at a time, one candle at a time. Right? Okay. Now, the coins that I'm looking at, that I keep getting into, right? I have the top 3 that I'm mainly kind of in right now. And that's SEI, SWI, and SOL, right? And I like SEI. It's been strong. We saw this inverted head and shoulder. It bounced up. Let's take a look at SEI from the top down and talk about it. So it's got not a lot of information here on the chart, but it has this like long trend. And once it breaks that trend, my golly gee oh my, it's gone, right? And then it's got a beautiful leg to the upside. It's showing signs of life with support and resistance. And this tells me we could get this puppy all the way somewhere back up to like 127. Definitely looks likely, right? Where's Bitcoin right now? 118.2. So wow, now we're getting close again. So I'm going to move my stop to this wick now. Really just want that 200's got to hold for me. Hold me tight. Hold me close. No. They love toying with the 200 moving average. It's just such a, I don't know what it is. It's a game on it. It becomes, see how we catch it. We hang out on it. It's such, I see this over and I see this daily. It's the same thing over and over again. Very, very predictable. It's the most unpredictable predictability. It's interesting trading. You never know what they're going to do, but you know what they're going to do when they do. It's weird. I can't, it's like even my buddy and me were at dinner last night and he was like, oh, we're going to dump tomorrow. I said, if we pump today, we're going to dump tomorrow. PPI is going to come out. I was like, yeah, PPI will come out. Horrible. They're going to dump the heck out of everything. And he was right. Like, that's exactly what they did. We were both, we laughed about it. We were like, yep. They do the same thing every time. SEI looks like we'll just go sideways a couple more days. Finish off this right shoulder. Stay above the 21, above the 200, and we're gone. That thing's going to start to moon and go for higher highs. And then you're at 50, 60 cents for SEI. And things start to make sense. Once SEI hits 50, 60 cents, the bull run's really starting to, the alt season's starting to commence. And then we get to that. We're looking for what? That next level on that. See that little node sticking out like 68, 69. Then we got one right there at 84. And then you're off to like 129, which is, that's going to be a beautiful gain from here. So gains on gains for SEI. I like this coin. SWI also, I'm calling a 990 SWI. I'm calling for SWI to hit 990, and it's only a matter of time. Our buy right there is still in the money at 344. And we've been kind of consolidating, hanging out. But I see this thing, that's a bull pennant really to be just a very large one. 931 is the target. And we're in the money still on this. And it's taken a long time. And I'm a big believer and holder of SWI. So this market hasn't been amazingly exciting. There's been opportunity, but you'd have to grind through it. No one's handing the gains out like, oh, you know what I mean? And some things are taking their time. Like a lot of the ETH trades took their time. It wasn't just overnight. Let's take a look at Solana. A lot of people want to see what's happening to Sol. Let's do a top-down analysis on Solana on Binance, a big major liquidity exchange here. So first thing we want to see, you see that CNBC did like a news thing on CZ, and they posted pictures of Justin Sun while they did the news thing. It's like, how out of touch can you be? And they don't even look close to similar. And like anyone can verify that you're a multi-million-dollar news organization. If you can't figure that out, then I don't know, man. I don't know if I can trust you with anything, right? I definitely don't trust you with the news. Because that means you guys don't verify, don't back up. Like how many people in the place were like, no, that's not that dude. All you had to do was Google his name and you would have said that's not him. It would have taken like a 2-minute Google. I'm kind of scared really for the news these days. Because like, was it done on purpose? Like it makes you wonder, right? Like they think it's a joke. I don't know how it could have been done by accident, so I find it weird. Anyway, Solana's in this funky channel, you know, and almost like it's in a giant head and shoulder pattern, right? Isn't that weird? Like, what if Sol dumped down? You know, I don't know. It's kind of strange. That's a head and shoulder if I've ever seen one, and I'm attempting to ignore it. I could say, you know what? It's part of two different patterns in a way. Right now, we're actually in this flag, and this is where we stand, right? And I'm with this idea. We get a pump to 457. So, you know, we look at this Sol USDT. We look at the daily. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm bullish on Sol. I just see consolidation. Yet again, it doesn't look like we're going to take off anytime soon. Says we got to get through maybe the couple weeks, get into September, even say in October, like, you know. So we could have, like, some sideways price action for whatever reason before the bigger breakout for Solana. 453 is my target. But that's going to take a leg and some time, all right? Never easy. It's not going to be overnight by any means. And so, like, yeah, I mean, people want to make massive gains in crypto. Kind of had to be in Sol, like, a little earlier, you know, 4 to 5 exit from $100. And it takes time. It takes time. Bitcoin loses the 1 hour 200 moving average. Not a good sign. That's going to stop me out. I'm going to move on from there. Take a small loss and just kind of chill pill with it and probably not trade for today. We made massive gains all day yesterday. No reason to chase, you know. Maybe we'll have a nasty dump. Well, where are we going? Well, when we lose the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame, even the bot is going to probably go grab again now. But so when you lose the 200 on the 1 minute, I'm sorry, on the 1 hour or on the 1 minute, but, you know, same scenario depending on what we're talking about. The next stop is the 2 hour 200 moving average. I look for that. All right. And that's right there. So let me delete all that here. So, man, it looked good. We got the reversal. We got a candle close too on the 1 hour. Let's go back to that. So we got the 1 hour candle close only to get stopped, you know, go back the other way. Very manipulation. That's manipulation there too, because a lot of times that is the move. So what I do then is if you really wait for the 4 hour to get a close. The 4 hour now is bouncing off the 200 moving average. Entry there with a stop below there might actually be the bigger winner today. You know, bigger time frame. So you get in here with a stop right below there. And you go from there. To me, that's another possible angle to take this. It hasn't lost the 200 moving average in the 4. You have some previous resistance, which is support. So it's a good chance you do get a bounce there for Bitcoin. So I'm still like, I guess I'm stubborn on that bounce now. And look, they're going to get it. They might get it right back above the 200 in a second. I've seen them do it many times. So it's treachery. You got to be careful. And don't, you know, I trade with funds I already made. PPI came in hot. Yeah, take a shot. I'll be right back. Now bring it a camera into my, woo. Sorry, you're funny. Not bringing a camera. Well, why would you need a camera? You're watching me, man. You know, you're funny. Into my personal. So yeah, there's a chance that the 4 hour plays out here. And this is the 4 hour idea. Still using the 200 moving average, but you know, we'll see. We seem to be getting, you know, a bit of a dippage. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. 1 minute never got above the 200 moving average, which is my signal to trade when we get above. So look at that. I mean, we got rejected by the 200 moving average. When that happens, you start making what's called, looks like a descending triangle. When you make a descending triangle, you're more likely to break further to the downside. So now when we look at this, you're getting tight and we're looking for this to dump all the way down here somewhere to about 116,000, right? That would be the target. I'm not saying this is happening. We could consolidate, but dang. You know, we really needed this to hang out with the white 21-day moving average cross, and then we'd be on our way. So because we didn't, and we talked about this, we said if we don't get above that 200 today, it could turn bearish. We could see more downside. You're like, but you bought Bitcoin. I did. I'll buy more. That's why I didn't buy 10, 30,000, right? I bought $3,000. You know, I took a nibble. We'll see where it goes. So BTC getting tighter in the zone. Could be headed to 116,290 here. All right. I use the elements of the 12-minute, 12-minute, and I love the macro. Yep. God bless you, brother. Thank you. AMB Motocross. You're the man, dude. You've been around for a long time. Thank you. Let's take a look at the CME gap, and let's talk about the CME gap that we made it must have been yesterday, right? So you go to Bitcoin USD in the CME futures. So we had a big CME gap right here, and it's like we came right back to it. We really did, right? So had a huge pump. There's the CME gap. We came and filled the gap very, very nicely, clearly. Price action's funny. We may be into this, you know, something like this here for Bitcoin. That's really kind of what we're going to have, right? It's going to have to be a more bullish bounce here. It's just very likely we're going to get the bounce on the 4-hour. I kind of stick to it, but, you know, I can't tell you that for sure. Nothing is guaranteed. Saw CME drill down to 116.9. I don't know what that means, but I hope so. So there's no CME gap down at 116.9. No. We just filled the CME gap that we had here. I mean, I had it on the 4-hour. There was a gap between these two for sure. That's a big gap. We tapped it. It came back in, but we definitely just filled the gap now. For sure. So, I mean, the CME gap to me has been filled. Maybe a little more sweep of the lows, but to me, it's been filled. Yeah. Looks like the vocal liquidity is beneath the local liquidity. Yeah, let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what's happening. So BOOKMAP shows you where people are going long, where their stop losses are, where their liquidations are. And if you just kind of look at it, it can give you the data and the information. So when I look at this and I zoom out, you can see there's a lot of liquidity down here. So you do his and you zoom into here and it'll show you, like, look, 116.5, 116.8. So, like, man, big reds at 117, huge at 117.5. So there's a lot of liquidity to the downside, right? All the way down to 115.8 is where we kind of like where the pain stops. To the upside, there's some good liquidity too, though, all the way back to 119.5. So there's some liquidity on either side of this page. It's not 100% bearish or bullish. You know, it all depends. It really does. Just wanted to change it to 100 ticks. Give it some space. So, yeah, I mean, it does suggest that Big Red is at 116K, though. I see you there. And down there. So, it does, yeah, BOOKMAP's telling us, hey, the most liquidity is below us, and it's to the downside. All right, that's it. 117.5, 117.6. Yeah. What do you mean you still got? Why does everyone say there's a gap at 115.8? What is this gap? I don't see it, right? Maybe between these wicks or something? I don't know. A gap usually on the CME is a real gap. Unless you're talking about a fair value gap that we're seeing just kind of generally. But I don't see that either as well. Right? So back to Bitcoin on the day, it's bearish. What I've even seen with this, which is pretty weird, is this is like a head and shoulder. Like that's a little shoulder. This becomes a head. You get these tiny little, and then you get a dump here. The length. I've seen that too. I've seen so many, you know, it's like TA, but it's hidden TA. There's a head and shoulder pattern. This looks bearish. You've made a resistance, a local resistance now at 119. Even down here now, you got to get back above 118.8. And so the slumpage, ends. So, we got stopped out of the long attempting to get it in. We didn't risk thousands of dollars. We risked $200. We lost the 200. We go from there. Pretty simple, right? Not too crazy. The other idea that we reverse is the 4-hour time frame. chance we get it, it doesn't look amazing. I got to be honest. Today could be a slumpy day, and a day just, a DCA day, or a DCA if you want to, if you want to short, you short. Shorts are in the I did say to myself, I said every single all-time high was a perfect short. I said every time it hits a crazy high, you just open up a short immediately, and that short is paid it paid there, it paid here. The amount that it paid this time was insanity. Like just a huge payday, right? So anyway, I want to clean this up. And all we're looking again is for the 4 hour not to lose the 200. The 4 hour loses the 200. You go to the 6 hour 200. Or you at least come and tussle down with 117.5. And then you start talking about the 8 hour 200 moving average. And there was a bearish divergence up here. So, all this is possible. Make sense of it. You still got... I'll delete everything. You still got this uptrend. To me, you kind of still got a bit of an ascending triangle here forming. Still could do damage. You just got to get this bounce today. The 4 hour cannot lose that 200 moving average. It's a must bounce area here for Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. Just for us to keep. Otherwise, you're going to get fear back in the market. People are going to sell off their altcoins. You're going to get massive liquidations, and the longs are just going to. It's going to be rebuild positions yet again. You get a bounce here. We can all just say that was a quick thing. Get back into, and it's yada, yada, yada. You were scared. Very important we get the bounce. That's what makes me think you long it again, because either you're going to get paid huge or you're going to get stopped out and take a dump. So I'm really enticed here to long this yet again on the 4 hour time frame. And I've seen it so many times before. It's almost... It should, you don't want to say easier money, but it should be just give me my money. Go back to the upside, right? However, I'm going to stick to my strategies and not take the trade until unless the 1 hour. And look, see how I showed that head and shoulder to you? Nobody would have seen that. That's like X-ray vision stuff, right? That's the lifer vision. You start seeing things that just you didn't even know you could see. But wow, until you get back above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, I'm a bear. I'm definitely a local bear. I live right down the street. Local bears. That's a local bear over there. I see him every day at the corner. So, that's bearish. I don't like what I'm seeing here. Unless we can get back above that. We had a chance. Everything was looking okay right there. The reversal was in. Someone tried to reverse, and someone with bigger money said no. Now we got a chance for a double bottom. A bit of a double bottom here. And that could be the move here. This could help us solidify the 4 hour bounce off the 200 moving average. We got to get the double bottom. So where we bounce at 117.8, and that could be our double bottom here for Bitcoin. Again, I'm not here to tell you what's going to happen. I'm here every single day to find the absolute bottom in real time, which is almost impossible for most people to do. We actually do it regularly. I used to find it absolutely impossible. How do you find the exact place to get into a trade? You work at it every single day. You watch how the time frames manipulate each other, and you wait for the right time frame and the right time. And eventually you're going to get it. If you stand at the screen most of the day, you're going to get it, right? If you're obsessed like me, you'll hit. That's all I got to say. If you're obsessed like me, you will hit. It's going to happen over time. I've never met anyone that wasn't obsessed that didn't eventually win at whatever they were doing. Whether it was trading, golfing, right? Swimming. I always talk about Michael Phelps, Tom Brady. Heck, I remember looking at MGK, and if you like him or love him, Machine Gun Kelly. I just remember watching his first video ever on YouTube, and I saw him come up, from the very beginning. Again, whatever, I know there's some, I get it, yeah. Some weird stuff going on. But, just kind of moving on from that idea is just, everyone that I saw dedicate themselves to what they believed in made something of themselves. By the power of the 4 hour, we should get the bounce. Now we're getting a double bottom on the 1 minute. Now I'm front running my signal, which is never trade when the 1 minute hasn't broken above the 200 moving average. But, you know, so once in a while I break that. Like 10% of the time I break it. It's very rare. But like when I see an overriding bigger time frame, that might show me something that can override, right? So that's 1,000 for $6,000, right? That's 1,200 for $9,000. Imagine that on the break back up. You got to risk so much on that little spot. I made enough today. I mean, it'd be worth it. I'd still be up on the day if I lost 1,200. It wouldn't even matter, right? I'm going to do that 474.50. I'm going to go long again there. I think it's worth the risk buying the bottom here and seeing what can happen with the stop below the 200 moving average in the 4-hour time frame. So now I'm kind of moving it up bigger and bigger time now. And we'll go from there. 65x Lev on BitTinex. Shout out to anyone that's trading on BitTinex. Beautiful platform. Sounds when I hit the trade. Sounds when I'm in. Sounds when I'm out. Does what I love. I like the movement. I like the price action. Take profit, stop loss. It's super fast when you move them. You get a sound with the confirmation. You got to love it. I love BitTinex. Great place to trade. I love Weeks 2 as well, though. I just want to say they're both amazing places. I just like scalping on the smaller time frames. With BitTinex quick on that 1 minute. Hey, that was a 4-hour trade, but it's kind of still a small scalp away because we're battling small price action. Making sure we can get above some key levels. The bot got in right here, too. I have a link to the trading bot if you want to get on in. You'd like to find out more. You'd like to have a bot that trades for you. Something you know nothing about. You would like to learn more. Hey, jump on into the bot. So find out more about MINOTAUR trading systems. And you can have a call. They'll have their best people sit with you, technicians, and they'll talk about it. And they'll tell you what it does, how it works, and what you can do. And it's lifetime once you get it, too. So you could use it for the rest of your life on anything. I'm pretty sure it works on whatever has a pulse, you can trade. So look here, I mean, possible double bottom with an inverted head and shoulder. See how creative we are? We're always watching the next thing. Your mind has to be moving at the speed of light. It's like almost insane, right? Next thing. Oh, that boom, 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 boom. It's chess. You're playing chess. It's changing. The guy you're playing against isn't sitting there doing nothing, right? He's moving the pieces every single time. Something's happening. Every time he moves a piece, the board changes. Every time the board changes, your conceptualized nature of what you just did changes. You have to reconceptualize yet again. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not easy. But this is neuroplasticity. You work on it over time. You get better at trading. That's why trading is not something that people just learn. They learn this stuff. Stochastics. Trading is multifaceted, multi-layered. First, you have to learn just the verbiage. Overbought, oversold. What the heck does that mean? Right? Then you learn moving averages. Right? Ups, stochastics RSI. Your momentum indicators. What does that mean? You get into that. Boom. Then you understand yourself and who you are and your emotions, and you have to develop a system. And then on top of that, when to trade, how to trade, when to trade and why. Where's the liquidity? What's happening? Where's the Asian market? Where's the London market? Where's the New York market? Where's the liquidity? BOOKMAP. Bang. It's another layer. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. I remember when I first looked at a liquidity map and talked about liquidity. I didn't really fully, everyone was like, oh, they're going to get the shorts, the longs. And it was like, everyone felt like a brainiac. And I had no idea what was going on. Like these super smart guys breaking down liquidity and movement and price action. And I had no idea what they were talking about. And I felt like I was never going to be as smart as them. So if you're like that right now, watching me talk about liquidity and price action, it's okay. I think it happens to everybody. You're in the right place. That means you're ready to learn more. If you feel uncomfortable by the information you're seeing sometimes, that means you're in the right place. Because you only grow when you're uncomfortable. You don't grow when you're perfectly comfortable. Your muscles don't grow when they're comfortable. They grow when you push them to the limit and they rip. They're uncomfortable for a couple days, usually, until they get back to shape again, right? Same thing with everything in life. If your muscles stayed stagnant and they were always comfortable, they probably would never grow. Same thing with you. If you stay stagnant and always stayed comfortable, you probably would never grow. I'd like you to progress in your trading. I'd like you to progress in your life. I'd like to see your life get better as you continue to grow, right? Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Super chats aren't working. Try to donate more so you check the network. So weird, right? When that happens. It happens to me sometimes. I try to super chat someone's channel. It doesn't work. No idea why. A big order came in. Looks kind of good. We'll see. We'll see what happens. To me, I don't know. I'm all about the charts. I don't really, big order, small order over here. Order schmorder. I'm going to sign up when he hit the first. So I can make a deposit for them. Asking rewards. Super chats aren't working. I'm trying to. Oh no. Mohammed says, guys, is it buy or sell? Answer me, please. We don't know, man. It's up to you. Only you can answer that question. If I sit in a porcupine, I get it comfortable. You're so right about trading. Knowing and applying great trading lessons pays off in spades. 100%. Education gives you confidence, and confidence gives you conviction. Then you make money from your intuition. Amen. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Sam, do you take any supplements? No, maybe I should, but I do not. Yeah. VPN can cause issues, somebody said. Yeah, we're not using one, but if someone else is, I think you're right. If you have a VPN on, it may not work. Or it'll make you buy in a currency you don't have. Living through a couple of cycles to see the pattern has been through the most valuable time of the market versus timing the market. 100%. If you've been with me, we don't time the market. We are in the market day in and day out, right? And we get the benefit of doing that. That's all. All right? And I'm just taking an amoxicillin, which I probably even shouldn't take. Thanks for the positive attitude and persistence. Haven't heard much about render lately. Any hints of the chart? Thanks again. Shout out to Neighbor Helper 101 Business Plan. God bless you. Thank you. Let's take a look at render. We're looking for this inverted head and shoulder, which looks to me like a bit of a double bottom. To break out here and for us to bounce off the 4-hour 200 moving average, which I just made a trade on, and I'd like to win it. And so that's what we're going for. Shout out to everybody here on the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. And jump on in every single day. We're teaching technical analysis, talking about live trades. Not even giving them, just showing you my live trades and breaking down what's going on. All right. Yesterday was a great day of trading. Took thousands of dollars off the table yet again. It was awesome. Sold the local top, 122.45. It went to 545, and then we ended up saw that we were going to break down with PPI. It all happened, and here we are yet again. And we're watching the 1 minute and the 4 hour right now. Just kind of seeing where Bitcoin's going. You're braver than you believe. You're stronger than you seem, and you're smarter than you think. 100%. Well, I guess I'll practice humility. I'm lucky enough to be here. Thanks for everything. Even if I didn't get the classes, I'm blessed to have gotten this far with your knowledge. God bless you. Hey, God bless you, man. Whatever I can do to help anybody out there, whoever grabs a piece of my knowledge, it is what it is. Whether they join the group, whether they take the course, take the class, whatever. And the class is one time, 3 hours. It's not a 2-week thing, a 5-week thing. It's not a module that I sell for $4,000, which most people do, which I could have probably many times over. And maybe I'm probably selling it wrong for what I do. But I'm a humble guy. I'm a simple dude. I don't, it is what it is. Hit the QR code to find out more. I teach that class the last Saturday of every month. It's a 9-point checklist you get at the end and a PowerPoint that shows you exactly why I get into trades and where, what I'm looking for, and kind of, what goes on in my whole thought process when I'm looking at a trades, what indicators I'm using, how they need to be lined up. As I showed you, like the indicators were lined up good on, that stock we looked at, which was, did we look at Ford or, I'll remember in a second. We looked at a stock earlier today, right? And I showed you how it performed just like Bitcoin, very similar to Bitcoin. And so it doesn't really matter what the asset is. You're going to be able to learn this stuff and apply it to anything that you trade, no matter what it is. So that's why the trading group is amazing. I may be the crypto lifer, but you could the trading lifer. You can learn how to trade anything through the channel. So You're an amazing lifer. Keep spreading goodness. God bless Sirius. And shout out to everyone here. Well, I guess I'll probably, yeah. And thank you again for all the super chats from Andrew. Yurkovic, thank you. God bless everybody. Thank you for the 281 in chat revenue. Let me make sure I'm not missing any fan funding here and what's happening. Shout out to Justin Batulin. Just signed a 2 week using the link. Next is the 99. Let's go. God bless you. Thank you. Can you check Reactive Network? Thanks for the positive attitude and persistence. Haven't heard much about Render. We'll look at Render. That could be bearish for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at US Tether dominance. Could be is the key word. I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, you don't want it pumping. Definitely not. Bitcoin possibly putting in that work for the bounce. Looks like we may have found that daily bottom. Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I see a flag, right? And there's going to be a little bit of a bounce on the 1 minute time frame. But like this could double bottom though. I mean, double top. So we're looking for this to double top. This is Bitcoin upside down. You see, Bitcoin's doing the inverted. Same thing, right? So we need resistance at 4 to hold. I mean, I saw it going up right now anyway. Like we saw this. So look, I mean, last time I talked about it, we saw a bigger channel, a bottom channel. And I was like, it's probably going to bump up a little bit for whatever reason, right? But then a meltdown. But it does look like it may have to make a bit of a, consolidation here and a bear flag. You don't want to see the inverted head and shoulder though, which it looks like it could make. See that? I see a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Like this thing could easily just fall off too though, right? So I see a bear flag at a dump, but hey, it did get a bit of a bounce there to the upside. Still has some major resistances and it's in a nasty downtrend. For it to stop this trend, it would have to break this high in my humble opinion. You'd have to see Bitcoin dominance take this high out and bounce for this trend to end. And it's in a nasty downtrend that looks like it's going to continue, but there's no guarantees, right? So they keep flushing. As long as we hold the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, I'm long. So we'll go from there. Thank you, Sammy Cup and Handy Master, for consistency in providing insightful analysis and valuable tips to the trading channel. God bless you, man. Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. Perfection is not attainable. But if we chase perfection, we can chase excellence. And it's not whether you get knocked down. It's whether you get up. 100%. Success is not perfection because nobody's perfect. Success is the pursuit of excellence through daily discipline. That's success. All right. Let me say that again. Success is not perfection. It's the pursuit of excellence through daily discipline. Every single day we stay disciplined to do what we have to do. Every single day I show up and talk for 2 hours. That's not easy. We do it anyway. We make it happen. It turned into a show. It turned into a world. It turned into a life. It turned into opportunity, which I can manifest into more. And so that's what I'm doing and taking it as far as I can take it. Bang. Shout out to Andy. Big consensus. Shout out to Sammy Cup and Andy. Should be a show, right? The Sammy Cup and Andy show. Just the positivity and the work ethic that comes within the 99 alone is worth the course. Applied it myself and grew my business a lot lately. Sam is a hidden gem. God bless, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, even if you're just a business owner and you want to ride with hard discipline and you don't even trade, people say they get a lot out of the trading group. The weekly screen shares, the mindset, the mentality, right? I almost got liquidated. Good thing I switched across and doubled down on the short. That saved my capital. Yikes. Shout out to Chill Laugh in Central. Many a man has said that, and days later has regretted to tell a tale. But I hope it all works out, and you never know. All right? But just be careful. Progress, not perfection, one step at a time, 100%. And we're all going to make mistakes. Tomorrow, I made a mistake last night. Everyone makes mistakes. You're going to make a mistake in your life. It's going to happen. What happened with 100K if you bots playing games? Back up there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just bots, man. Try not to pay attention to it because it's like it gives into stuff that I don't want to give into. Yeah, so I just move on. Thank you, Sammy. Cup and Handle. He'll be there when it's supposed to be there, when God wants it to be the right way, you know. Thank you, Sammy Cup and Handy Master, for consistently providing insightful analysis and valuable tips to the trading. God bless you, baddies. Somebody said, here comes the bounce. It would be awesome if we got it. It would be awesome if we got it. 1 minute double bottom. Inverted head and shoulder. Back above the 200 moving average. And then this would be the one. We just, boom, we're gone. So rejection at first. Got everyone to get liquidated. Play it again. Play it again, Sam. Play it again, Sam. Step by step. Sam's a blessing. He changed a lot of lives. Your karma is on astronomical level. Definitely will be joining the 99 next week. The righteous man sacrificed to get what he deserves. 99 is a small sacrifice. Hey, you do whatever makes you happy. I appreciate it. If you join my services, they're there for you. I'm going to do my best to push for and I think I'm giving more effort than almost anyone I see out there. So, hey, and it's not even a comparison. I know I'm giving good effort, 100% effort. And if you want to learn from me, I'm here every day. So, everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. My big mistake today, I closed my Bitcoin short too fast. Can Tesla hit 426? Can you look in your free time? We'll take a look at Tesla real quick. Why not? I just love looking at anything, so it's interesting for me. So I gave a call for Tesla a long time ago, right? And it's been sideways ever since. So my call has been good. You're actually slightly in the money on the call on Tesla. I'm looking for Tesla to bounce and to go up to the upside. Tesla looks very bullish to me. 4 hour above the 200 moving average with the 21. Tight moving averages. That's where I like to get in. Let's take a look at that daily time frame. The daily had momentum, but it stayed tight. I see Tesla headed to 656. Heavy money printing coming September, October, November. Maybe some big buys and some big moves in Bitcoin. Find out they have Bitcoin, the balance sheet, something going on. A new stuff coming out. I don't know, but Tesla looks amazing. That's basically a bull pennant to me. Not even a symmetrical. That looks like it's 68% chance of breaking out. I like where it is with the moving averages. It's all setting up pretty nicely. The 3-day chart has bullish div pointing to the upside. My 3-day is about to rip. So I like Tesla on the 3-day. I like it on the daily, and I like it on the 4-hour. Tesla looks good to me. I see Tesla headed to 650. When and where it'll hit 426, I don't know, but my suggestion is it could hit 426 somewhere by September 10th to, the 26th, somewhere in that pocket of time. I could be wrong, though, and I wouldn't play an option on it. I love watching Andy, Sam, and Jason. You guys are my sleeping bill. Just can't sleep without seeing your streams. Learning a lot from you guys. More power and bless you and your family. Thank you. So Tesla looks interesting to me. I see a move on Tesla on that 3-day chart. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. How are these little coins holding up as Ethereum slumping around? Ain't too shabby. Just getting tight. If you look at the 3-day chart, this looks like kind of almost like Tesla. PEPE and Tesla, the same trade. It's funny, right? But they're getting very tight. And so if we can zoom out and stop staring at these, even the daily, just the 3-day to me is less stress, right? It says that we're all setting up for a bigger move, and it's going to happen. Staying above the 200, touch of the 21, 3-day chart in the flag, PEPE. And I see PEPE going back up to 21.28. Really good low buy there off the bottom of the channel. And again, it could go to zero, it could dump, who knows? But it's been a strong coin. It hasn't gone to zero in a while, and it's been holding it. So I will tell you, this looks a little black swanny, though, like shoulder, head, That's a little weird. Solana also kind of had a head and shoulder on it. I don't know if it's trying to tell us something. It's a little sketchy. Why did we go over Arrow yet? Watching from India. Super is holding, looks good. Is he still in the BTC long? Yes, I'm still in the Bitcoin long. I am. And we're going for this double bottom back to the upside here. Stop below the 4-hour 200 moving average. Someone asked why I did it on the 1 hour. You know why? I wasn't really thinking about that. I should have just opened it up on the 4 hour in the first place. I was playing it too close to the bone. I'll be honest, I was pretty confident that 1 hour was going to bounce there. But it didn't. So, yeah. I got a little too big for my britches technically there. So that's what happened. As a trader, we're not perfect. Someone says QUBIC is always... We talked about QUBIC yesterday. Wasn't that interesting? Someone said it had a nice little breakout. I see what you're saying. It did pump. But still more sideways. Yeah, previous support and resistance. I would love the 8-hour to flag out. I will tell you, too, if you pick one time frame to get really good at, it can help you, too, as a beginner. Like, just get really good at the 8-hour, play the 8-hour a lot. Thing is, it takes time to get good at stuff, and the smaller time frames teach you a lot more. So it's good to demo trade small time frames because they're going to teach you a lot about price action. Just for your subconscious mind to take in the data. You don't realize you're just taking in data. That will happen. You'll be able to use that information to your advantage later on. You just want to be able to feed the data right now and make sure you're feeding yourself the data. That's the most important part of the process. So anytime you could do that, it's going to be there, you know. Yeah. Need that rocket to 180. I know, right? I get it, you don't want to check React because if you do and you're not wearing a diaper, it's so bullish you sound like Alex Becker. Is that Becker, man? It'd be so funny if that's Becker. Agony Trader. Is that you, Alex? I swear, man. One day he got to show up. I live stream every single day. How could someone in the space not know me by now? No matter how small or big. Like, how could they not know me, man? React Network. They got it. Wrapped React. CoinX got it. KuCoin's got it. I mean, it is pretty bullish. I'll be honest. But it's starting to kind of... Yeah, I mean, the dips turned into wicks, right? Can this get all the way up to about, I don't know, 14? Resistance here too. And a bounce off 6 cents. I mean, it looks very, very bullish. $0.08. It does look good to me, but it could also just dump down. You know, I don't know much about it. Liquidity's a little tight. I like to see it bounce. If it consolidates and it ends right there, then it's money. I'll put alert right there and react. Thank you. And did I get to all the super chats? I don't make sure I did that. I didn't see like a list coming through today. Maybe Lukochi's out today or something, right? Pepe looks like a little dump back to the 900 charts, mirroring last year's on the 1 year. From the Netherlands, love your show. Lines up perfectly after my day job. That's awesome. I love watching. Yep, God bless you. My big mistake today, I closed. And we'll see. We finally got a new candle to close above the 200 moving average. Now we need this candle to close green. That's all. This candle closes green. I'm getting what's called a tweezer bottom, and life will be good. So, and it would happen pretty fast. See if the 4-hour can react here and not dump back down to the 200 moving average. We need this to rip back up and close nice and green. 4-hour candle just closed. It was a nasty one. A bearish engulfer. It was a big-time nasty candle. So we'll see. We do have some bearish divergence. There is some bearishness, but there's also some bullish div. There's also some previous resistance and support. I took a long. We'll see what happens to the legendary long here, as my group will be updated throughout the day, because you ain't going to know, because I can't stream all day long. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for the love. We're flipping green. We're flipping green, baby. There it is, boys. There it is. Oh, no. Now it's back to red now. Got too excited too quickly. All right. So just want to make sure super chat's cleared. God bless you, man. Thank you. Phi, he said. Yeah, Phi Protocol was the only one we keep looking at in mod. DJI 6930 struggling. Kind of tight about it right now. Phi didn't even go into the golden zone. It bounced off of it and made a flag. That's bullish, right? Looks like you didn't even get to accumulate the 786. It stayed right there above the 618. I'll still keep this watching, but this looks like Phi could continue. Very small market cap for Phi. Phi Protocol on Sol. Could be doing damage. We may have found ourselves a bit of a gem here. Phi. Make sure before we get excited, all right? Bye, everyone. Go out and help this fallen world. I know, do something for somebody. Spread light, love, and happiness, and have a beautiful day. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being crypto lifers. Thank you for helping my channel continue to grow. Please subscribe to the channel. That's so important, please. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you are already doing the right thing. May God bless you all. May God thank you for being in my life and hanging out. And thank you so much for kicking it with the lifer. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You got to start. That's all there is to it. Most people are too afraid to get anything done. Years go by and they're in the same place. Don't let that be you. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next live stream.